Jim Woods claims to know the top stock for the Trump administration, but won't reveal it unless you pay him nearly $1,000. The good news is he left enough clues in his presentation to figure it out, and I reveal it here for free. Drop a like and subscribe if you appreciate saving $1,000. Jim Woods doesn't have much of a track record to examine, but he works at Eagle Publications, which is a fairly typical stock-picking brand. We're going to jump right into the presentation. It begins with the headline, "Trump's Back In," and claims it's time to buy the most misunderstood stock on Wall Street. The presentation begins by discussing Trump winning the election and hyping up one stock in particular. Here's what Jim says. "But now that he's the next US president, I felt it was important to reach out to you quickly. Because if I'm right, his election clears the way for what I believe could be the most lucrative stock recommendation I'll ever make." He goes on to say, "But again, the reason I've put together this quick and dirty presentation is to reveal what could prove to be the biggest stock market profit opportunity I'll ever identify. It involves one of the American public's worst financial nightmares, one of the most versatile yet poorly understood companies on Wall Street, and a brief window of opportunity to buy shares before it dawns on the masses just how crucial this company will be to pretty much everything from now on." Throughout the presentation, Woods refers to the mystery company he's hyping up as Proteus. Here's his explanation for doing so. "For the purposes of this briefing, I'm going to call this mysterious company Proteus. It's a great code name too, because the Greek god Proteus could change shapes and forms at will, and possess the power of prophecy. The catch is that he would only reveal his prophecies to those who could capture him. And that's exactly what this company is like. Shape-shifting, powerful, predictive, yet difficult to understand or capture in simple terms. But that's where I come in. I've been studying and analyzing Proteus for years, and I dare say that I'm more knowledgeable about this company than 99% of the analysts, money managers, and financial advisors out there, even on Wall Street." Later in the presentation, Woods says the following about this company. "This extreme versatility is what I predict will make the US-based Proteus a global juggernaut of a company. I can sum up this potential with a single graph too. It shows how, when I project the data over the next 4 years, the combined value of 10 key markets Proteus is targeting could total more than the combined GDP of 10 of the biggest Western economies. In other words, over $230 trillion by the end of the next presidential term. Point being, Proteus already has the bones of a juggernaut megacap in the making." And Woods goes on to compare this company to Amazon because he believes it will evolve in the same manner. Here's what Woods says. "Another example I like to use when talking about Proteus is Amazon. Not because the two companies bear much similarity to each other, they don't, but because Amazon started off as one thing, an online book retailer, and has blossomed over the years into a multifaceted technology company that's now a leader in a large number of impactful sectors and segments. Not just e-commerce, but AI and cloud computing, streaming, online advertising, consumer electronics, self-driving cars, satellite internet, even grocery stores." Woods explains how he believes this mystery company will evolve and drops his first clue about what the company does. Here's what Jim says. "It also started off as more or less one specific thing. A data analysis firm focused on national security and law enforcement, funded and supported early on by Washington. But now the company is applying its innovative tech to dozens of other industries that are crucial to our privacy, prosperity, finances, and everyday lives." He goes on to say, "On the flip side of that, Proteus is less than 1/20th the size of Amazon right now by market capitalization. So it's still got tons of room to grow before it reaches juggernaut status. And again, this dynamic American company is targeting industries and sectors projected to be worth literally hundreds of trillions of dollars over just the next 4 years. I'm sure many of you have already figured out which company this is based on the description, but let's see what else Woods has to say, just to be 100% sure." Later in the presentation, Woods starts dropping even more clues about this company. One of the sharper guest analysts on Fox Business outed the company as the most misunderstood stock on Wall Street and called it the best stock I have ever seen. A Bank of America analyst ranked among the top 2% of Wall Street stock mavens cited the fundamental misunderstanding surrounding this firm's profit outlook. A well-known and much heralded investment blog speculated that the firm could be having an Nvidia moment of breakout gains. Jim drops another hint about the company, this time focusing on its contracts. And true to that core mission, they've been awarded as much as $1.7 billion worth of Department of Defense contracts in the past 18 months, give or take. And Jim drops even more hints by saying this. To put that into my own slightly more specific terms, the industries, sectors, subsectors, and businesses that Proteus is targeting all have one thing in common. They rely on mountains of data for their success. So they need to manage, sort, filter, analyze, apply, and above all, safeguard that data. In a nutshell, and in my informed professional opinion, Proteus holds the key to harnessing all that data as efficiently and securely as possible. No other company even comes close, in my view. And in an age of exponentially escalating risks to our personal information, especially in the corporate, commercial, and banking areas of the spectrum, I'm convinced Proteus is in a position to run the table from a market control standpoint. I'm going to reveal Wood's stock in about 20 seconds, but before I do that, I want to remind you to click the link in the description to check out AlphaPix. I reviewed over 100 stock picking services, and AlphaPix performs the best and actually beats the market easily. If you click the link in the description, you get $50 off AlphaPix. So go ahead and click that link and take advantage of this amazing deal. I'm going to reveal Wood's stock in about 20 seconds, but before I do that, I want to remind you to click the link in the description to check out AlphaPix. I reviewed over 100 stock picking services, and AlphaPix performs the best and actually beats the market easily. If you click the link in the description, you get $50 off AlphaPix. So go ahead and click that link and take advantage of this amazing deal. Palantir Technologies is a software company specializing in big data analytics and artificial intelligence. Founded in 2003, Palantir develops platforms like Palantir Gotham, used primarily by government agencies for intelligence and defense purposes, and Palantir Foundry, designed for commercial enterprises to optimize operations and data-driven decision-making. The company's tools enable users to integrate, analyze, and visualize large data sets to uncover insights, predict trends, and improve efficiency. Palantir is known for working with high-profile clients, including government bodies, healthcare organizations, and Fortune 500 companies. I'm going to show you what you should know about investing in Palantir, and then after I will tell you whether I would buy the stock. Here's what to know. First, Palantir is the oracle of data. Palantir specializes in big data analytics, particularly for government and large enterprises. They're known for their Gotham and Foundry platforms, which help analyze vast amounts of data to make strategic decisions. If you're into the idea of data being the new oil, Palantir might be your golden nugget. Second, Palantir has government contracts galore. A significant chunk of Palantir's revenue comes from government contracts, especially with the U.S. Department of Defense. This is both a blessing and a curse. It provides stable income but also ties the company's fate closely to government spending and policy shifts. Third is commercial expansion or bust. Palantir is pushing hard to diversify into the commercial sector, reducing reliance on government contracts. Their success here could mean significant growth, but the transition is fraught with challenges. How well they penetrate markets like healthcare, energy, and finance could define their future. Fourth is historical profit concerns. Palantir has struggled with profitability for years. They only recently turned GAAP profitable, and maintaining this is crucial. Investors need to watch how they manage costs and expand margins, especially as they scale up their commercial operations. Fifth is S&P 500 inclusion. In September 2024, Palantir was added to the S&P 500 index. This inclusion often attracts institutional investors and can lead to increased stock stability and liquidity. And lastly is valuation concerns. Despite impressive growth, some analysts caution that Palantir's stock may be overvalued, trading at high multiples compared to earnings. It's essential to assess whether the current price aligns with your investment strategy and risk tolerance. As of now, I'd pass on buying Palantir at its current levels. Palantir was one of the biggest winners of AI and arguably the best large cap stock to invest in during 2024, with gains exceeding 300%. But this likely means that, at least in the short term, Palantir won't be delivering explosive returns anymore. Could it continue to beat the market and surpass my expectations despite having a sky-high valuation like Nvidia and Tesla? Sure. Some people, like Brian here, believe this company could even surpass Nvidia one day. If that's the case, then Palantir still has a lot of room to grow. I just don't think that'll happen. Palantir benefited from AI mania, which caused the stock to inflate even more than it normally would have. So, success is already baked into the stock price. However, a few bad quarters in a row, and the stock price could tumble. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you're in the camp that thinks Palantir will become one of the biggest companies in the world, rivaling Nvidia and Amazon in market cap. Do you think it's possible for Palantir to maintain its momentum in 2025 and over the next 4 years? Let me know in the comments. And if you really want to make money with the stock market, make sure to click the link in the description to check out Alpha Picks from Seeking Alpha. I've reviewed hundreds of stock picking services, and this one performs the best. Since its inception 2 years ago, it's absolutely been crushing the market and has tripled the returns of the market in that time period. And if you click the link in the description, you get $50 off this service. So make sure to click that link now and start investing the smart way.